Welcome to Jigsaw Geek. I just finished this puzzle of 1008 pieces, and it is called Under the Sea, and it is by the company Eeboo. Now, I saw that this puzzle is a square 25 by 25, so I actually measured my puzzle table, and it exactly fit on my puzzle table. However, I wanted to use a white background instead of the green because I just thought some of the puzzle pieces would get lost on the green, and that with this type of puzzle, like the puzzle pieces would pop on with the white background. And I was right. However, my plastic sheet was a little bit shorter on one side than my table. So I knew that I would have trouble making the whole puzzle stay because some of it would go onto the original tabletop and it would have a flat surface and then go down. And I actually needed to do 2 rows that were off of the white sheet. But knowing that in advance, I decided to do it anyway, and then I would fix that at the end of the puzzle. And it turned out to be not that big of a problem. I was very careful when I flipped this puzzle over in the end and added the pieces on so that I didn't replicate what I did with my last puzzle and have to spend an hour refixing the puzzle before I could glue it. I started with the edge, and I noticed that the back of this puzzle had a poem. So I'm going to go ahead and read it. 1,000 pieces, that's a ton. A sea of endless ocean fun, where you can swim with whales and seals and know just how a jelly feels. Where you can take enormous leaps past sails and whales and porous reefs. And while you puzzle, move around. This ocean's never upside down. And so at that point, I knew that there was no top or bottom to this puzzle, that you could go on any side. And that made this puzzle so much fun because everything is circling around. And as I did this puzzle, I tried not looking at the box. And what happened was most of the largest sections were in the 4 corners, which I didn't realize, except for the one central item, which was the yellow star. And of course, those 5 items plus the whale that's in the middle, they were the ones that I started working on first, just because they had the most pieces and those pieces jumped out at me while I was sorting. As I was doing this puzzle, I came into a huge problem, and this is a problem I've got to solve because I spread my pieces all over the table, and at a certain point, those pieces get in the way. I wasn't able to move things around, and because I had all the pieces there, moving the puzzle pieces to the sections that they needed to go became very problematic. After I had the majority of the large areas done, I actually looked at the box to see where certain things went because I had to move things around, and I didn't want to shift things and move all the puzzle pieces around if I was just putting them in the wrong place. So I really do have to fix this problem because I don't like looking at the box, or I like to look at it as little as possible. However, there were so many small items in this puzzle, and there were so many small items that were replicated in other parts. So if you saw a pattern of a fish in one part of the puzzle, you knew that there would be that same kind of fish somewhere else in this puzzle, which added a little bit of a challenge to this puzzle and made this puzzle so much fun. Now, ultimately, this became a hunt and peck for pattern and color, and that's what made this puzzle so much fun to do. Putting this puzzle together was such a satisfying experience. Now, another thing that helped is that if you can notice around the edge, there's a really dark blue section, and that helped me fit in a lot of pieces because I could look for that dark blue and then kind of form an inner border. So that was another trick that helped me do those sections of the puzzle. Now, since this puzzle is square, it's not going to fit in my puzzle portfolio. So I have to figure out, what am I going to do with these other puzzles that are just strange sizes? What am I going to do with these puzzles, even though I'm putting them together? I need a way to display them. But that's not going to stop me from doing these puzzles. This puzzle was so much fun to do. I highly recommend this puzzle. I want to go ahead and show the box one more time. I want to show the outside of the box. And then I'm going to go ahead and show the back with the poem is right there. And there's the back of the puzzle. And then finally, I want to show the interior, the outer rim of the interior of the box, because I loved that attention to detail in this puzzle. I would highly recommend this puzzle, and if I come across other Eeboo puzzles, I'm absolutely going to snatch them up because this was a lot of fun. Now, I'm trying the puzzle pickup challenge. This is the first puzzle that I've ever done where I'm able to pick it up and move it around. No, I'm lying to you. I've already glued it together. This one would not stand the test of being picked up. But this is what it looks like after you've put the backing on it. And there's the back of it. Awkward. Anyways, that's the puzzle in the final form. It's gorgeous. And as you can see, it's very circular in its pattern. Yeah, so much fun to do this puzzle. So as always, any comments that you have are greatly appreciated. And I want to thank all of you for the support.